bang bang, it's a war of the hearts. We can either make love or we can spar. Either way we hot.
But we have the man in the building. We got my man Ski Beatz.
Yo,
aka Barski.
Yeah. What up, homeboy?
Nothing, man. Chillin'. Thank you for coming on this train wreck known as the Emilio Sparks experience.
Thank you for having me, brother.
Nah, man, it's my pleasure. So there's a couple things I gotta know. Not a lot of people know that Ski Beatz was a rapper.
Yeah, that's that's how I began. I began as a MC in a group based out of North Carolina, Greensboro, North Carolina, called the Busy Boys.
Did you spit hot fire?
Always.
Well, what was the mindset? Like, what was the Ski Beatz? Was it Ski Beatz back then, or was it just like Sweet Baby Ski?
Nah, it was Will Ski, actually.
Will Ski?
Yeah, my last name is Willis. So they, back in the day, old school terminology.
Yeah.
Will Ski,
That's genius.
Barski. Barski, Will Ski.
So you figured out, alright, well, what did you want to do? Did you want to become more of a producer rather than a rapper, or was it both, or was it one was taking away from the other? Like, what made you go into the course of...
What happened was, being in the group, the Busy Boys, we had a producer. He went by the name of Rhythm Fanatic. When he got his first drum machine, I was there when he got it, the SP-1200. So he actually was on the machine, and I was reading the manual telling him, like, yo, press this and press that to do this. So I was learning at the exact same time. So when he went to sleep or went out, I would just get on the machine and make beats. So one day I just sat around, just kept making beats, and start, writing and rapping to my own track.
You spoke before about the SP-12. Do you feel nowadays that it's like, all right, well, what happened to the history? Do we even care about the roots anymore? Or is it just so technology-based where, like, something gets lost? Because you have to literally craft, like, a masterpiece. You know what I mean? Like, where, like, sampling now is so much easier than when you probably did it, right? Was it more of a headache then than it is now?
It's easier now.
Yeah.
Obviously, with all the technology, but it's still the same. It's just a vibe, man. It's still the same thing. I don't knock nothing from any new technology. It's actually making my job easier.
Yeah, no, I'm saying it is though, but it's making everybody's job easier. So now you get producers that are a dime a dozen. You know what I mean? Where I've read in a column they call them the Fruity Loop era producers. Yeah. Where it kind of doesn't disenfranchise the actual politics.
But then you have that one kid that has that something in him, like a ninth wonder, who can get on Fruity Loops and then make that thing sound crazy. You know what I mean? But yo, it was like that when we had the SP-12. Everybody had the SP-12 on my block, but nobody was making it sound like how we was making it sound. Nobody make an SP sound like Pete Rock. No. You know what I'm saying? It's the person.
Was there any records that stood out to you during your SP-12 days that you were like, I gotta copy this, or at least just try to make this sound my own?
Oh man, a lot of that Reasonable Doubt Jay-Z stuff was based off inspiration, like just The World Is Yours, Nas. That's how I made Dead Presidents. You know what I mean? Streets Is Watching It. I heard K-Def and Larry O. You know what I mean?
What about well, what I liked about it was you took the drums from Tribe Called Quest.
The Oh My God remix.
The Oh My God remix. You took the sample. And I saw this on a video, and I thought this was crazy because you actually showed the SP-12, and you showed the steps of what you had to do, and you raised up the faders, and how everything just fit was that it synced beautifully. And I seen you work in the dojo, and I see how you work now, and then I can only imagine how you worked then. Right. So I can imagine like the hard work that does go into it, because I never made a beat in my life. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I see you, and I see big shout outs to Mike Cash. Like you guys really craft a beat. Like you guys, it's really something like of beauty, and I'm not just saying that because you're here. I would tell you your work is good. I would tell you your work is ass, whether or not. Right. But your work is really, really good. It stands out. Like I love the work that you do with Camp Low. Yes. Did they ever make you try to like dress like them? Because they dressed on some funky stuff. Like, did they ever try to make you hippie ski? Nah. Yo, nothing with bell bottoms or scarves or nothing.
Nothing like that. They respect my area. Okay. Yo, the thing about Camp Low that was dope. They always, from the day I met them to now, that was their style. They never changed. Yeah. Like, they didn't come phony. They didn't say, hey, let's throw on these big hats or do this, do that. It's not a gimmick. That's their whole lifestyle. From the way they talk to the way they dress to everything about them is original.
Did you know Lucchini was going to pop the way it did?
Nah. I knew it was hot. I knew it was dope, but I didn't know it was going to be like, a timeless record like it is now.
Which one do you hold near and dear to your heart? Reasonable Doubt or Lucchini?
Uptown Saturday Night. The whole album, Camp Low.
Explain why. What's the difference? Was it the vibe? Was it the studio vibe? Or was it just more like you started together from scratch where they sat in the beat making process?
That's what it was. It was like, I'm like the third member of Camp Low. Nobody knows that. Yeah. Like, we came up from the beginning. You know what I mean? Me knowing Sway when he was a kid, when he was a young dude trying to rap, and me telling him like, yo, you ain't ready, you whack, get out of here. To him, years later, coming to my crib bringing Chiba, and they forming the group Camp Low, and me just making the beats on the spot. We like forming the crazy mind, bro. So that's like, you know, that's my family when it comes to the music thing.
Now, but how was the vibe with Hove when you were working, like specifically Feeling, because that's one of my favorite tracks from you. That and Politics as Usual. So I want to talk about like the two. Was the recording process different because he does write in his head? So maybe the conversation was at an all-time low and the vibe was different. Like, explain that. How was it working with Hove for those that don't know?
How was it working with Jay? It was, you know, it was always, I was always on the edge of my seat because I knew he was going to say something crazy. I just didn't know what he was going to say. You know what I mean?
Like, I knew of you through K-Slack and your previous work.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I was always familiar because I'm a student of the game, so I studied, and I was on my geek stuff talking to you before when we were talking about some tracks.
No doubt.
But, my thing is this now, I got to see you work.
Right.
You know, Mike Cash brought me to the dojo. I actually saw you work, so now I put a face to the actual name, and I was like, wow, he really goes in on what he does. How did you come about doing, getting into the 24-hour dojo with Dame? Like, how did that come about? Because you moved from NC to New York. Mm-hmm. Well, what was the point? Like, you know what? I gotta go.
Well, when I came back to NY, I called up Dame, and he was like, yo, man, I'm doing this thing. I got this situation. We got Black Rock. We need, you know, you need to come and get this money. You know, Dame, you gotta come and get this money. What's up? Yeah. What you doing? What you doing? I came through a couple of times. I didn't really stick. You know, I was there. I might have stayed like 2 or 3 days, and I broke out. He called me back. Yo, you playing, you need to come. So I said, you know, forget it. I'm just going to go there, stay there every day and just work. Got into the zone, man. Met Mos. And Mos, I'm going to play the song tonight that I did with Mos Def. My first song I ever did with Mos Def. We made this record, and I knew right there, I said, yo, this is the place to be. And this is the vibe. It felt like D&D. It felt like I was with Jay. It felt like I was with Camp Low. That energy, like that feeling like I want to make a beat.
The only difference between D&D and the dojo is they don't have the dollar bill Dutches that you could buy the dollar and it falls out so you can smoke. But I do like the vibe because your style differs from Mos Def now. You know what I mean? Mos Def's more like, you know, wingtip shoes and sweaters and ties and little hats. Yeah. You know, and you're just, you know, roll out of bed, whatever I find, if it don't smell, I'm going to put it on a rock. Exactly. And I think that's what, like, the beauty of the music is, because now a whole new generation is knowing who you are and what you do. Yeah. From the cool kids to Stolly to Currency, J Electronica, and so on. Yeah.
Yo, what's up? This your boy Ski Beatz, and right now you about to check out the title track to my mixtape, 24 Hour Karate School, featuring Mos Def.